Hey Run Junkies, recently some of you requested a video about essentials for the brand new runner, and I love this idea, so I want to oblige today. Getting into a new sport or activity like running can be overwhelming when there's so much information and some of it conflicts with one another, so where do you even start? Today we are talking about the 10 essentials for the novice runner because running can be as simple or as complicated as we want it to be. But if you start with these 10 things first, you are well on your way to starting that running journey. The first thing you absolutely need as a new runner is a good pair of running shoes. If you have a limited budget for extras and accessories, make sure you're investing in your footwear first. And not just any shoes either. Don't just go to Walmart and pick up the cheapest pair of kicks you can find. Find a local running specialty store with a fit expert who will help you find exactly the right shoe for you. Last year, I did a 2-part series about how to get fit for new shoes, and I'm leaving links to those videos in the description below. You might start off with a little bit of sticker shock, but if you remember that your footwear is the first investment you're gonna make in your running journey, it's all going to be worth it in the long run. See what I did there? Ladies, you have one more thing to shop for when you head into the running specialty store, and that is getting fit for a good running bra. For some of us, this piece of equipment is just as important as a good pair of running shoes. So after you get your shoes fit, head over to that section of the store and take the time to get fit for a good sports bra. Trust me. The next thing you might want is a road ID. This simple wristband starts out at about $20, so it's not a huge outlay of cash. They have your name on them, a couple of emergency contacts, whether or not you have any allergies, maybe your blood type, and maybe even your insurance information. This right here really helps in an emergency situation when you can't speak for yourself. Hopefully you will never need it, but it's that $20 of insurance that will help you out. You don't just have to get these wristbands either. They have thicker wristbands, they have dog tags, they have shoe tags, and all kinds of other things that you can use. They now have these plaques that will fit on your watch band too. So check out the website. I've left a link in the description below. The next thing you may want, if you have the budget for it, is a tracking device like a watch. But this is not required if you're just getting started and you have a smartphone. GPS watches range in price and offer just a gamut of features. As you gain experience, you might find that you want certain features over others. If you have it in your budget to get a fitness tracker early in your journey, then head back into that run specialty store and ask them all kinds of questions. They're gonna get a good idea of what you're looking for in a watch because they have the experience, the knowledge, and the selection to help you decide what device is right for you. All you really need to start out is just a measurement of time and distance, but I have found that new runners, as soon as they start tracking their runs, they like to see more comprehensive data. If you decide to hold off on getting a GPS tracking device, but you do have a smartphone, there are a ton of fitness tracking apps that you can use that are not device specific. My personal favorite non-device training apps are Strava, Training Peaks, and Map My Run. These are all free, but they do offer a paid upgrade. Some will track your progress in real time, and some you can just drop in the information later. Either way, starting off with a place to track your workouts and your runs will help you decide what works best. You can track time, distance, any progress you're making, what kind of gear you're using, where you're running, and also in some cases a place to keep notes so you can figure out what works and what doesn't. Clothing wise, you want comfortable, breathable, lightweight, sweat-wicking fabrics. You can find items like this at Walmart or Target or even Old Navy, or you can get into the specialty athletic boutique shops like Lululemon and Athleta. Running clothes range from completely utilitarian to more stylized designs, so you can kind of play with the running fashion if you like. You want to dress as if it's 20 degrees warmer. So if it's 50 degrees outside, you want to dress as if it's 70 degrees outside. You will warm up fairly quickly. Even though I'm shooting this in the middle of summer, you want to also think about your cold weather runs. So you want to keep your core and extremities warm. So now you're outfitted, now you need a place to run. Decide what is appropriate for you and your neighborhood, whether you run outside or on a treadmill. If you live in a busy or otherwise unsafe area, area, you might have to get a little bit more creative about where you're going running. You might have to jump in the car and drive a few minutes to the local park or to the gym and just jump on the treadmill. But the important thing to understand is that we need to stay safe as runners, especially if we are running alone. The apps I mentioned before do have a searchable feature on where to find some good runs in your area. The specialty store you visited is also an amazing resource for local race information and where to run. Building a relationship with that running specialty store and their staff will help you find places to run that you may not necessarily have heard of, run in races that you may not necessarily have signed up for, and they will likely have a social running group that meets at certain times during the week. These are a great social outlet, a great place to meet new runners and just get involved in the social aspect of running. As a new runner, it's hard to decide what we need to do to get into running. How often do we have to run? How long? How far? All of that. So find a plan that suits your needs. My personal suggestion would be to find a plan that gets you couch to 5K in 6 to 8 weeks, running 3 to 4 days a week, 2 to 3 miles at a time. That's really the easiest and shortest way to success, because once you have that success, you are going to feel like, oh yeah, I can do this again. The idea behind a training plan is to just get you to the next waypoint along your journey. I mean, you can do a Google search for free 5K training plans and you will get pages and pages from Google about how many there are. I have left links to a few of them in the description box below, but as far as following the training plan goes, don't overdo it. It's really easy to get hurt, especially as a novice runner. So don't push yourself too hard. The last thing I want to talk about is a way to stay accountable, especially as new runners. It's hard for us to motivate. It's hard for us to find the way to get out and get moving, especially if we don't really know what we're doing. So the way I see it, there are 2 ways to stay accountable. The first way is some kind of written journal. Now, you can open up your own blog, you can write anything in your training apps, you can even keep a written notebook of all of your training. Some way to journal about the training is very helpful to come back and say, wait a minute, 6 weeks ago, this is where I was, and now I just finished a 5K. It's just so motivating to see how far we've come along our journey. Another way to track your progress is by finding a running friend. So someone who might have a lot of experience or even just a little experience. You might run with them or just meet them after your run for coffee. Somehow find a way to say, you know, this is how I felt today. Good or bad, it's all part of the journey. If you have friends who run and are willing to run with you or at least share that journey with you, you will find that that journey becomes easier and easier as you go. It also helps keep you both honest, because if you're running with someone in the morning, you can't just turn over and hit snooze because they're waiting for you. As you can imagine, there are so many things to think about when you're brand new to running, but I hope this list helped you decide what's important and what's not for right now. Really, all we need is a place to run and a pair of good shoes. I have left a bunch of links in the description below, including links to some of my favorite resources, as well as a playlist that I've created for novice runners. And a very special thanks to Jill and Amanda for requesting this video. I hope it helps, and I hope that you keep coming back and requesting more videos. I love taking requests. So thank you to all of you watching. And please, if you have any ideas about another video that I can do, leave your thoughts, questions, comments, and anything else in the comment section down below. As always, give me that thumbs up if you like this video and subscribe for lots more cool stuff coming up from Running with Grace. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you for your suggestions. Get out there, go find your awesome. We'll see you next time, and until then, happy running.